Happy Thursday, team. We're going to keep this one relatively short and quick today, just because, quite honestly, I don't have a ton of time. And really, truly, we're just going to hit the stuff. It's not as fun as usual. That's okay. We'll still survive. So, in short, guys, rates still high, near low sevens, high sixes, somewhere in that range. This is Mortgage News Daily. This is the chart. You can see we've had a nice little run last 2 or 3 days. The reality is that blue line, that's the 200-day moving average. I don't anticipate us breaking that. So I think rates are going to stay where they are. And as much as that looks like it's a big deal, it's not. As you saw on the previous screen, that rates haven't improved that much. The Fed did meet yesterday, basically said they're going to keep things where they are. This is the most recent 2025 forecast that I can see. So not a lot's changed. Still expecting somewhere low sixes. I have seen some revisions that say mid sixes. I think I'm probably more in that boat. Time will tell. But at yesterday's Fed meeting, they basically just said, hey, air quotes, labor market continues, or labor market conditions remain solid. So really what it's saying is they just haven't seen enough weakness in the unemployment sector to do anything. They think inflation, and we think they had a sneak peek because PCE comes out tomorrow, Friday, and they met yesterday. So we think they had a little peek at what's coming. And they basically said they think it's made some progress, but really just say that it's still around. And they're basically kind of, we're going to say sit and wait is what they're saying. They acknowledge that shelter, which we've talked about many, many times, is the big culprit why it hasn't come down more. But it kind of sounds like we're going to be hanging out for a while, which is kind of predicted. As a reminder, most of the experts are predicting 2 cuts this year. Again, that could be later part of the year. So I think it's just going to be business as usual. I think rates are going to keep moving in this high 6, low 7 range for a while. Time will tell. I've gotten questions this week. Hey, can Trump lower, the interest rates? He's, asking for it, calling for it, whatever he's doing, signing all the paperwork says he wants it lower. Look, the reality is the Fed controls it. They're independent. The markets control it, right? Inflation, if it comes back for some reason between tariffs and all the costs to rebuild all the construction, whether it's, the houses in California from the fires or the stuff from Florida from the hurricanes. The reality is if things get inflationary and things start to pick back up, that'll be not good for mortgages, which means the Fed won't have a choice in terms of lowering their rates. If job market's doing well and inflation goes up, they don't have a choice to cut rates. So as much as I would love to see them go down, it ain't happening without a whole lot of other things coming into play. New home sales for the second year, they're up. Good for them, both in terms of the actual number of sales as well as the price. The median price went up 2% to 427, which is crazy. But here's what's crazy. That's only 30% higher than in 2019. I thought it'd be much, much higher, but it's only 30% higher than in 2019. Housing supply, supposedly 17-year high for new homes. I think that's mainly because there is such a shortage. They're still trying to build. But that last bullet point says inventory is still low. Texas and Florida, supposedly prices are easing because they do have so much ability to build here. That is okay. I'm all right with it. I don't think we're going to get to the point of being overbuilt where there's going to be some massive crash. But if they can just control things where appreciation goes up, as much as I want my house to go up in value, I don't want it to go up so much that nobody else can buy it. This is the itemized cost of construction. It may be tough to see on your screen depending on how you're watching, but I thought it was really interesting. You can see the colors. The light orangey colors are 2022. The 2024 are kind of that blue-green color. And you can see almost exclusively, there's a few categories, the top one being the biggest jump, and that's framing, lumber. That has come down since 2022. You can maybe assume that maybe that might goes back up. Like I said, with all the building that goes on, who knows? Time will tell. But for the most part, you see just in 2 years, the cost for the most part has increased for construction. And that's, again, inflationary, and it is what it is. And that's coming from the National Association of Home Builders. As far as historical, let's see, what is this? Seller gains. They're just showing that sellers aren't quite making as much as they were during COVID. I will put that in the no duh category. But if you look 2024, 2023, 2022, it is still massive gains as far as what they're making. So while it's down just a pinch, it is still significantly more as far as what they've made in dollar gains. The percentage gains are still a lot, 54% last year for money invested. So still an amazing housing market. That is good. I'm a homeowner. I like it. But the reality is we're trying to, it's hard for affordability if these homes keep going up and up, and I think they probably will, unfortunately. And then lastly, I don't quite get the meme. My people liked it. We did it. Loan officer spirit animal. It looks like it's some sort of horse with a shark with some wings. Again, this is more confusing than it is funny to me. Maybe I'm just getting old. But I'll certainly get social with us. Find out what's going on with us. Forward, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff you know to do. I'm sorry for making this quick today. Like I said, don't have a ton of time to put all this together, but it certainly does not mean I don't appreciate you very much for watching. Again, do all the things you're supposed to do. Appreciate you, and have a great rest of the week.